Hello everyone, welcome back to MBE, and it's Small Block October. So not to be scared about that because we have castings in inventory for small block wedge stuff that we sell, the 10 and 13 degree. We got the billet manifold for that. We also make a 4150 for this, but this is for the Dominator drag race stuff right here. You can tell it doesn't weigh much. Not a lift pad because it only weighs 11 pounds. So the 4150s weigh 9, so that's good. So when I say small blocks, we're talking about small block Chevy, small block Ford, and LS. We have castings for everything, so we can do everything we can to not be the land of broken promises. So, and we can just look at some of the stuff here. We got some 13s right here. Of course, we have all the big block stuff too. Maybe we'll have big block December or something like that. But we got the billet heads, so we put these in process. So basically, op 1 and 2 are finished. So when we get an order, we can make it to whatever application it needs to be. Because like everything here, it's just not what we have. Doesn't meet your application. Small block Ford stuff up here. We'll come in here. It's a bunch of small block stuff going on in here also. So we're mocking up manifolds and valley trays for all of this. So we got the CID Ford that we put programs in. We have a 10 and a 13 degree. The 10 and the 13 degree are completely different as far as the way the ports are and what the application is for. The intake port's different, the exhaust port's different, the chamber's different. And then this way we can fit in what application it fits best for you. And then if we don't have it, we'll make a new model so it will. So we got those two right here. We have this is an intake manifold for a Whipple supercharger right here. So these are here for the CID, our new CID LS7 head that we're doing, which is somewhat a budget cylinder head. Just somewhat though, because it's still a race cylinder head. It flows 430 CFM. It's a pretty serious piece. But these are here. We're just going to match port the intake manifold to the cylinder head, and this customer is going to put a Whipple supercharger on it and drive it on the street. So this thing will be obnoxious. So yeah, that thing's going to be a badass piece right there. So. And then Steve Johnson is actually building the motor for this one. And I think all of you know who Steve Johnson is. So Steve's got his act together, as we all know. And then we have the billet. This is our billet small block Chevy head right here. And this is going on a mini tractor pull application. And then they're going to put a supercharger on top of this. I don't know exactly how they do it, but they make a piece that does all of that. This is going to be a pretty neat piece, for sure. It's going to be pretty cool. I can't wait to see it when it's finished with the supercharger and everything on it, because it'll have a root-style blower on it. And then but the billet cylinder heads with the 32 fasteners holding the rocker bar on, and even the weight. Because when we did the design, we scalloped all this out right here. It took a lot more time for design and everything, but instead of having a billet head weigh 44 to 47 pounds, this weighs 35, so a big difference in weight, and you multiply that times 2, you have as much as 20 pounds off the car, right? So a pretty big deal. And then let's go back. Oh, we got all the manifolds too. We have a bunch of the manifolds in inventory. We just don't want to get caught. So I think we've done a good job of keeping the inventory where it needs to be, where we can keep the shop flowing. And the guys, of course, we have great people that just makes everything that much easier. And then we even have some billet small block ingots right there. This is a set for Comp Eliminator, a set of D3s. This is on a 300. These are going on a 330 cubic inch engine. The customer found some older D3 castings. The older ones are actually much nicer than the newer ones. The newer ones, I think the core boxes are worn out on them. There's just not enough aluminum in places where they need it. But this is an older set, so this is a really nice set of heads. Well, it will be when it's finished. So we'll update those for 330 cubic inch, 10,500 RPM. So it will be different. We have a CNC program for that, but it's made for 400 cubic inches. So we're not going to be able to use it. So we'll have to do a whole new program for it. And once again, that's what we do here. I just don't put you in something that you don't need just because we have it. We don't need to do things like that. We stay busy year round. Then we have a set here. This came in. This is a repair job. Okay, so you can see this thing got tore up pretty good. When this is finished, we'll grind all this. We'll get the ring material out of it, all of that. We'll grind it all. Ian is an exceptional welder. He'll weld all this up. We'll skim the head. But when this is finished, and we will do a video on it, when it's finished, you're not going to be able to tell that any, actually it's just going to look a lot better than it does now. This customer is going all out, which we love this, so he's going to put real copper beryllium seats in it. You've heard us talk about that. We don't put the brass seats in like 95% of them do because it doesn't work. You're just buying a color. So all copper beryllium seats. We're updating the intake ports, the exhaust ports, and the chambers. We can see from this program right here that there's probably 20 CFM in just updating the chamber alone in mid-lift numbers. So those are always nice to see because that's kind of a freebie. So all of this will get updated. All that chamber is going to be laid back more. All the mid-lift numbers will come up, and it'll make more torque. It'll just be more efficient. That's all we're trying to do. So we've ordered valves for those. So those are in process. We're cruising on those. And then we got more small block stuff here. You can see rockers are coming in. So that's great. We had a bunch of sets of rockers come in. And then we have, here's more valley trays for the small block stuff right here. This is a Mr. Harless. He's getting billet heads. This is going to be a really, really nice piece here. NA, which is always cool. I always like NA. Not against the power adder, but anyways, NA. And then more small block stuff here with the valley tray, the billet manifold. So all pretty, ready to go with all the fasteners. When we send the valley tray out, it has the washers, and you can see these bolts here are stainless, and then these are what do you call it?
Cadmium?
That's it. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, so they won't rust. So all these fasteners are stainless, so it doesn't rust. So we don't want it to look pretty for 30 days. It'd be nice if it looked pretty for its lifetime. So just try to do the little things as best we can. And more small block stuff here. Just waiting on valves for all this. That's solely that stuff is trickling in also. We have some stuff here from Australia that we do for this gentleman here. And that's all road course stuff. He's done really, really good. We've done 2 different programs for him. And wonderful to work with, professional, smart. And it shows because he wins all the time. He does really good. More small block stuff here, just waiting on some parts for. Actually, I think this one's been put together. So this stuff just has to go to shipping. So we're looking pretty good on there. And I think that should do it. We got some pretty eye candy here with the Big 9. We got valve covers with oilers for the Big 9. So we're just double checking, making sure everything mocks up right. You can see this is a head that hasn't had the second op done on it, so none of this is finished, but just for mock-up purposes. That's it for this week at MBE. Small Block October. Thank you for joining us.